Brihaspativasalah Sayankala Grishma Rituh. It's very hot over today. Raghuvamsham Sampratam Mangalacharanam Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhiyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmiyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattvalyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana Om Namaiti Atha Shri Maheshwara Sutrani O I Un Rulruk E Ong I Auch Hayavarat Lan Nyamanga Na Nam Jabain Garadash Jabagadash Kapha Chata Chata Tav Kapai Sha Sar Hal iti Maheshwara Sutrani. So Gate Saptahe. Last week we are looking at this Dvitiyaha Shlokaha Asmabhir Adhitaha. We looked at the second Shlokaha of this Dvadashasya Adhyayasya. Now we'll do it one more time. I think we said a couple of things were unfinished at the end, so we'll run through it one more time. Punarekavaram karishyate. Tam karanamulam agatya Rame shrir nasyatamiti Kaikeyi shankaye vaha Pulitaschadmana jara. So tam karanamulam agatya Rame shrihi nyasyatam iti Kaikeyi shankaya Kaikeyi shankaya iva aha Palitachadmana jara. Sandhi karyani, this is one is his the iti first ends is the quotation. The quotation is starting from here. Rame shrihi nyasyatam. That's the quotation. Now Kaikeyi shankaya iva, that's adgunaha. And then iva plus aha is of course akasamadhi akasavarne dirgha. Palitachadmana, this is the tuk agamaha by Shituk. This is sutram number 6173. Once we start the adhikara of Samhitayam, below that comes Checha. I'm sorry, not Shituk, Checha, excuse me. Not Shituk, Checha. So the anuvritti is coming, tuk is coming from there. So anuvritti of tuk is coming down from rasvasya pitikriti tuk. Sutram is Checha. So here Samhitayam, so look at Checha very quickly. Again, this Sandhi Karyani I have not put in the document because those we know by now. So Checha Sutram is when we have the anuvritti of rasvasya is coming from the two sutras back from 6171. So 6173 Checha Rasvasya Che Tuk. So the anuvritti of Rasvasya and Tuk is coming from 6170 and Rasvasya Pitikriti Tuk. So what we have here is we have a Rasvaha Chakaraha and it's Samhitayam, because Samhita within a Samasa, Samhita is Nityam. Samase Samhita Nityam Bhavati. Nitya bhavati. It is always there. So there is no choice. The speaker cannot stop between a samasa. So you get the tuk agamaha and adyantau takitau. When the chakara follows, the rasva, which is the akara here, gets the tuk agamaha. It goes to the end of the akara. Rasvas, I mean the adyantau takitau. And anubandha lopaha by halantyam. Upadesha Arjuna Nasikait. So after that, and then finally Stoshchunashchuhu, that the takara becomes the chakaraha. So one more time, is sutram is Checha, Tukagamaha, Adyantau Takitau. So this Rasva Akara here, the Takarottaravarti Akaraha, that's the one getting the Agamaha. Because Cha is following Samhitayam. That's the Sandhi Karyam. Look at the Tika Malinatha, we went through it last time. Is Jara. Jara is the Kartri over here. So she is the doer of this sentence. So this is the, Kavehe Kalpana. So I think what they call Utpreksha, I think. Utpreksha means like a poetic fancy. Utpreksha. So Jara is the Kartri, she is the doer of the sentence, and the verb is aha. This aha is being used as an avyam in this case. The problem with aha is that, to briefly give you the idea of this, that Panini, when he defines this form aha, ahatuhu, ahuhu, and atha, and ahatuhu, those are for the let lakaraha, not for the past tense, vartamane let. Because here, Bruvaha Panchanam Aditya Aho Bruvaha. This Sutram Panini has that the Dhatu Bru can take this Ah Adeshaha, and then take this Pratyas Nal Atus Us and Thal Atus Atus. These first five. Panchanam Aditya. So normally these Pratyas which we see as a lit Adesha. I mean the lit, in lit when we get Tipta Ji, then we get Nal Atus Us, etc. and Prasnapadam. But what happens is dhatu vidolato, and the many examples in the Gita, nattam vetha parantapa, that vetha. So in fact this thal pratyaha comes in Gita only with these two, 3, 4, 83, 84, that madhya purusha ekavachanam. So atha also comes in Gita, vetha also comes in Gita. So these forms in Gita are used, and Tanyaham Veda Sarvani, so form Veda comes in Gita. So all these forms are derived from this section over here. Nattam Vetha Prantapa, Ajopi Sannavayatma, Bhutanama Shrabsan, Prakatim Samadhishamuhamat, Yadaya. This is chapter 4. Yada Yada Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata, Abhyatthana Dharmasyadatmanam Srijamyaham, Paritrana Sadhunam. Here it is. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyahum veda sarvani. This Ved is altered form for Ved me. And that is coming from the sutram, which is the Vidolatova. Without going into many details, because we don't want to spend too much time in the class on all the details, but that's the sutram over here. And in the same shloka, in fact, you have the form Nattam Vetha Parantapa. That Vetha is the Madhya Purusha Ekavachanam. So when you chant this shloka of the Gita, Mahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani nattam vetha parantapa. Think of this sutram, which is 3:4:83, which is Vidolatova. Vidolatova. So one more time. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani nattam vetha parantapa. So these are forms from Vidolatova. Now the next sutram is Bruvaha Panchanam Aditya Aho Bruvaha. That can be used to get the forms, aha, ahatuhu, ahuhu, atha, and ahatuhu. But those are again for the let lakara. So that will not do us very well right now, because right now what we have is that he's talking about aha, means he said in the past. Of course, it's not in the present tense. So kaikeyi shanka yevaha. So let's see, what Mulinatha gives is that he gives the form. He doesn't even give any commentary over here, like basically uvacha. Uvacha will be the form. Now, so what we do is that I put in the document here, is made the aha as a tinganta patirupakam avyam. Tinganta patirupakam avyam. So make it an avyam, and make it means you include one of those ganas and make it an avyam, and either the, the Swaradi or the Chadi Ganaha, we can double check that one, but make it an avyam, and then that will now mimic Uvacharthe. Uvacharthe. So if you look at the Avyaya Kosha, is a very good book where we can, see all these forms, and there he says, aha is Uvacharthe avyam, in the sense of Uvacha. The aha is used in the sense of Uvacha. So, and let me see which gana he put it in the Avyaya Kosha. I'm looking at in the Avyaya Kosha, and he puts it in the Tinganta Patirupakam Avyayam. Tinganta Patirupakam Avyayam. In fact, there is a, let's see, there is a Gana Sutram. I should have the document here itself. When we have looked at in the Saturday class already. Should be nothing new. Is that there's a Gana Sutra. In the Gana Patha also there are these Gana Sutra, which kind of gives some extensions, gives some special things, some properties. So they are as good as, they are basically rules that we have to know in the Gana Patha. The Sutram is here, Gana Sutram, which says that Upasarga Vibhakti Swara Pratirupakashcha Nipataha. So some Nipatas which are mimic the Upasargaha or Vibhakti, which is, Vibhaktishcha means, Subbantam, Tingantam, Sutram Vibhaktishcha, we know. from here. I think it's vibhaktischa. So this sup and thing, sumanta timgantam gets the sanya vibhakti. So something can mimic those, get avyam. Like comes in Gita, word sthane. Sthane rishikesha tava prakirtya jagat rishyatyan rajyate cha sthane. That sthane is not the saptami of sthana. The sthana is an avyayam. That word like even like word like shanaihi, etc. They could be in this class. That they may have been subantas at one time, but I mean avyayam is also subantam padam, but this is mimicking that gives sanya of avyayam now. That's sanya of avyayam. So this is that we have to say tinganta pratirupakam avyayam upasarga vibhakti swara pratirupakascha nipataha, and then under chadayo satve, that's sutam chadayo satve 1457. So uvacharthe avyayam. Now chadayo satve is as we have seen already in the daily examples, is chadayo satve comes over here in the section of pragrishvaran nipataha, and then that's 1457, and then the nipatas get the obvious sanya with swaradi nipatam avyayam. Again, this has been discussed in detail in the daily examples, so I won't do too much detail here. Okay, so bottom line is that we have to take this vacha as the tinganta pratirupakam avyayam, which is here. So jara is the kartri and aha is that which stands for tingantam. Now kaikeyi shankaya, straightforward. So kaikeyaha shanka. So fear of kaikeyi. So kaikeyaha shanka. Eva, as if out of fear of kaikeyi. So kaikeyaha shanka. Shankaya is of course tritiya ekavachanam, out of fear of kaikeyi. So this is probably heto tritiya, heto. So due for that reason, out of that reason, eva, as if. Then says palitasya keshadi shauklasya chadmana. So chadman is mishena, under the disguise, under the guise, under pretext or a guise is chadman pratipadikam, chadman. So mishena, misha is another under pretext of palitasya. Palitasya is keshadi shauklasya, means gray hair, etc. Means to have aging gray hair. That's called palita. So keshadi shauklasya chadmana. So that's palita chadman, under the pretext of his graying hair, etc. It says palitam jarasa shauklyam keshado ityamaraha. Always see, this is one thing we learn from these commentators, is that the shabda kosha, knowledge of the shabda kosha should be very strong for us. That's how we interpret all these words. What all meanings they can come. Even if you know the dhatu from which something came, that may not give us the various shades of the meaning in different contexts. So we have to go to Shabda Kosha. Of course, Apte also is a Shabda Kosha. It's in English, but these are the ones that they always keep handy, Amar Kosha should be memorized, even now it's memorized. Even now we have competitions, where people recite the Amar Kosha. But at least we should be able to refer to it repeatedly and get the different meanings. So he says, Palitam Jarasa Shaukyam Keshadau. So Palitam means graying of hair, etc. And Karnamulam, Karnopakantham. Karnamulam is the base of the ear. It's close to the ear, coming close to the ear. Agatya means having approached. This is of course again covered many times in the daily example. These two rules over here is Samanakritikayoho Purvakale, Samanakritikayoho Purvakale, which is 3-4-21. Pratyaktua comes when you have the same doer doing two actions, the prior action, the dhatu takes a pratyaktva, and then we get samasenyang purve khtyo lyap. So it gives a good structure on the sentence. So some single doer is doing two actions, and the first action takes a pratyaktva, which becomes lyap in a samasaha. So here it is jara. Jara is samanakritri, and she is doing two actions, having approached the Shrata, at the base of his ear, close to his ear. She then said to him this sentence. So that's she is the Samanakritri. Let's go to document for a second. I could put a couple of points there. First of all, I derived the word jara. This is dhatu from the jirush, vayohana, 4.25. This is the dhatu patha. Anjiryate anaya iti jara. As I mentioned to you a couple of times also, is that in the Amarakosha, one of the first places you want to go to find the etymology of a word is the Amarakosha, the Tika, Amarakosha Tika. One of the best Tikas is by the son of Bhattoji Dikshitaha, called Bhanuji Dikshitaha. He's written a very good commentary on the Amarkosha, which is very authoritative, been published by the old Nirnay Sagar of Mumbai, now republished by Chokamba Press. It's available. So I would keep that handy. So all these words, I mean, not all, but there are many hundred words there, which gives the, of course, some of the etymology is very straightforward. You can get from the Ashtadhyayi itself, straightforward. But here, you know, it is good to have that. That's our first stop. You can look at the Apte English meaning, but Apte will not give you the etymology many times based on the Ashtadhyayi. So we had to go to Bhanuji. It is a great service that he has done to us. I mean, of course, his father wrote the Siddhanta Kaumudi, which is unparalleled in Vyakaranam, but his son also, you know, wrote for us this commentary on the. So that was the greatness of Bhattoji. Bhattoji not only was a great grammarian himself, he created a series of grammarians behind him, which is his son Bhanuji, also his grandson and his grandson's Shishya, which was Nagesha Bhattaha. So Nagesha Bhattaha was a pupil, was a student of Bhattoji's grandson. So Nagesha kind of perfected this whole thing about, you know, this parampara set by Bhattoji. Anyway, so all these words can be found in the Amarkosha Tika. See, these books are now, you know, they are become, you know, Asmakam Sahaya Aha. They are our friends now, because they are the Acharyas now, these books that we have. So we have to know which books to use, how to use them. That is, have the skill in the language is that, you know, to know how quickly to refer to these books. Which one do you pick up? So maybe someday we should have a class about this, you know, how to find the answer to this question in 2 minutes. That should be a class. So I have this question, how can I find the answer in 2 minutes to this question? So here's the question, the word jara is here. How is the word jara derived from? So we went to Amarkosha, picked up the, you know, Bhanuji Dikshita's commentary, jiryate anayati jara. So that by which, on account of which somebody becomes eroded, becomes old basically, becomes old, becomes feeble, weak. Yadva jaranam, it can be just, you know, getting old. So jaranam is bhave, and this is karanatitya. So jiryate anaya. So tritiya, jiryate anaya, by which one becomes old. And then yadva jaranam, it can also be bhave. So it says, jiru, now what's happening here is that this pratyaya being used is the ang pratyaya. Now very quickly is that Panini in the third part of the third chapter of the Ashtadhyayi, Panini forms these nouns. So first he started mainly masculine nouns, then Panini goes on to the striyam ting adhikaraha, where he there's feminine nouns, which is what we need right now. We're going to have this, you know, shit gaura dibhyashcha. We're going to use this one, shit gaura dibhyong, shit gaura dibhyong. So that's what we need right now. And then he found the neuter nouns. But in what meanings can these masculine and feminine nouns be formed? Also, one thing which we discussed many times is we have to get the meaning. So you just you got the pratyaya and you got the form doesn't mean we know, because if we don't know what it means, then what's the use? So here the meaning is coming down from these two sutras, which is the akartri chakarake sanyayam and bhave is the prior sutra. So these pratyayas from this 3318 to 3319, where this is where Panini forms mainly the masculine and the feminine nouns, later on neuter. But for the masculine and feminine nouns, this adhikaraha of bhave, also the akartri chakarake sanyayam, that goes to the end of this striyam tin adhikaraha. So we start from, so all the masculine and feminine nouns derived in this section can be in these two meanings. So it can be in these two meanings. So up to here, up to 331112. Because the two etymologies given to us is that jiryate anaya, tritiya has been used over here, iti jara. Yadva jaranam. Jaranam is the bhave, because here sutram is that napumsake bhave, taha lyutcha. Lyut is used bhave. So lyut can also be used karanadikarana yoshcha below here, which here it is bhave, so it can be that by which someone gets weak or old or, you know, eroded, or it can be just means getting old. Jaranam means passing away of the years. Vayohano. Vayohano means your years are passing away, getting old. So now the otherwise, once you get that, then dhatu jiru. See this shaka is an it in the dhatu patha. It's a shit dhatu. it has the Mudanya Shakar as an it. Now you know why. See, this is how Panini tags all these dhatus to get certain operations. So here, the one that Panini wants to get is this Shit Gauradi Bhyong. Shit. So any dhatu which has the Mudanya Shakar as an it and Bhidadi is a Ganaha. Then they'll take the Pratyaya Ang Pratyaya to form feminine noun. So the number is 33104. Again, we're not doing all the steps in the class because it take too much time. I just want to give this number 33104. And so we get dhatu jiru plus ang, Shit Gauradi Bhyong, and then we can use one of these rules. We can either use Akriti Jakarike Sanyayam or Bhave. This is the Adhikara coming down, interpreted in two different ways. And then what happens is that we need a Guna Adesha, so another special karyam here. Now this rule is not a very common rule, 7416, Ru Drishongi Gunaha. So if you have a Ruvarnantam Angam, this is, where are we going now? We are in the Angasya Adhikar. This is always the Panini structure of the Ashtadhyay. Is Panini puts these pratyas in place in chapter 3, 4, 5. Of course, chapter 3 is the Dhatu Adhikaraha, then 4 and 5 is Nyap Pratipadikat. Once those building blocks are in place, then you have to go and do the Angakaryam, Sandhikaryam, etc. So this is where you put the pratyaya in place by Jiru plus Ang. And now we have to go to the Angasya Adhikaraha and get the Guna Adesha. Guna Adesha was 7416. Now, this is not a very common sutram. How do we know it's not a very common sutram? Look at the domain of the sutram. What is a small domain? It's only when the Pratyaya Ang follows. Only Angi. So this is not a very common sutram. And only the dhatu is Ruvarnanta dhatu, Ruvarnanta Mangam, or the Drish. Angam, this Drish. Only these three. So that itself is a very limited scope. So these are hard to find, these rules. But one thing about this rule is that there are about, I think, 4 or 5 rules over here which talk about Angi. Angi, what happens Angi? The Pratyaya Ang follows. So Ru Drishongi Ganaha. Again, you have to remember all of this. If you just look at the Amar Kosha Tika, it will give you these points. Anyway, so you have to. So the 7416 is the Guna Adesha. Otherwise, the Pratyaya Ang is a Nit. It has Nakar as a Nit. So by Kiniticha, there'll be no, Guna Adesha, because you can first look at Sarva Dhatukarasaka Yoho, but Kiniticha. So there is no, Kitnit Pratyaya cannot do in a Iglakshana Vriddhi. Guna Vriddhi cannot be done, Guna Vriddhi of an Ik letter. 7416. So says Ruvarnantanam Drisheshcha Angi Parataha Guna Bhavati. Uranra Paraha. So we get Jar and then we have the Pratyaya top. Always you have to have the Pratyaya top on top of it because it's Striyam. See, nothing can be used in the feminine gender until it is checked out by this department. This department of Striyam. Adhikara of Striyam starts from here. So nothing can be used in feminine gender unless and until it has gone through this checkpoint. The checkpoint is Striyam. And the very first sutram there is Ajadyata Shtap. If a word of the Ajadi Ganaha or the Adantam Pradipadikam, so then we get the Ta Pratyaha. So then here we have the word Jara be formed so far at the Pratyaya Tap, Anubandha Lopa Chutu Halantyam, Akasami Dirgha, we get the word Jara. So Jara is formed. Let's see, I mean, is that you, Vain? If somebody is here, I think Vain is here, maybe. No, maybe Kalpesh. I don't know. Vain or Kalpesh. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, this is Vain, yes.
Hi, Vain, how are you?
Oh, good. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Swagatam.
Thank you. Late. Yeah.
We're doing this. We're doing the second verse.
Yeah, I'm missing some classes, but I listened to the recording. So.
Oh, okay, good. So you're on top. Okay, good. Yeah. You're on top of the top. We just do the top.
I wouldn't say top. I wish.
The top Pratyaya. You got the top Pratyaya.
Right.
So, okay, good to have you.
Thank you.
Then this word Shrihi is also one of these words, which is Shreti Harim iti Shrihi. So she is one who reposes on or rests on, resorts to Shri Vishnu Harihi. So Shreti Harim iti Shrihi, Shring Sevayam, or one who serves Hari also. You can do that way. So the Pratyaya quip is there. The special thing over here is there's a Vartikam. See, how do I know some of this? I mean, why does it matter? Because this Vartikam, Katyayana especially puts this Dhatu Shri over here. So it's a Vishesha Vidhanam. So these words we should, try to hang on to, try to know. So it says that Quib, Vachi, prachi, ayata, stu, katapru, ju, shrinam, dirgho, samprasaranancha. So that is this Vartikam. This Vartikam is on 3278. That is used to form the word Shri. So what it's saying is that it will be Dirgha Adesha in the quip. Of course, the quip is a zero because Sarvapahar Lopa takes place because of Anantyam Yashakvatadite Upadeshadana Nasikayat and Verapuktasya 6167, which you have seen many times. But then what happens? You get the Dirgha Adesha. That is the Vishesha Vidhanam. Dirgha Adesha. By this sutram 32178. So the list of dhatus there which take the special properties. It says so quib, so and then the pratyaya quib is prescribed by the Vartikam, then vachi, prachi, ayatastu, katapru, and then after that we get ju and shri, these dhatus. Okay, so anyway, right now let's talk about the whole sutram. We need only this Shri here. So Shri, when we get this, we get the Dirgha Adesha, we get the Pratikitam Shri. And now what happens is that when we add the Pratyaya Supratama Ekavachanam, we get the Anubandha Lopaha, and then you get, what happens is we cannot apply Halnyabhyo Dirgha Sutisya Pruktam Hal, because this is not a Ni Pratyaya. We just made a Dirgha Adesha for the Dhatoho Ikaraha, and we got Shri. So we cannot use 6168 to do this Sakar Lopaha. So this is one of those 9 words in the language like Dhihi, Bhihi, which is and comes in Gita. Kiti Shri Ruvachanari Nam Smutir Medha Dhritihi Kshama. So chapter 10, Vibhuti Yogaha. Brihat Samatata Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham. In chapter 10, when Sri Krishna lists his feminine kind of qualities in the feminine. So Jashanam Makarashchasmi Kirtihi Shrihi Vachanarinam Smritir Medha Dhritihi Kshama. In the feminine gender he lists a few of his vibhutis, of his special manifestation. One of them is Shrihi. So this shloka of Gita is there. Shrir Vachi. Because normally when you say Nadi, it doesn't become Nadihi in Prathama Ekavachanam, but this will become Shrihi. So because we cannot apply 6168, and then of course Sasajishoruhu Karavasana Visarjaniya, so Shrihi. Then the other thing I think we already did last time is that Nyasyatam. So it's Asyatam. So I just did a copy paste from one of those daily examples. So we already had the dhatu. Asukshepane is to throw or to put down. Nyasa is to deposit. It's to deposit or place, trust, like a trust it to somebody. So lot lakaraha alumanda lopaha la, then here we can only use because of bhava karmano only Atmanipadam can be used, and this is the Prathama Purusha Eka Vachanam because Shrihi Nasyatam is the third person singular. Then we use Tita Atmanipadam Tere, Ametaha. This again I'm not going in detail because it's already done in daily examples. And then the Pratyaya Yak comes Sarvadhatuke Yak. See, only Kartari, only Shap comes. This is Sarvadhatuke Yak Bhava Karmanoho. And then Nyasyatam, again ending Makara of Tam will not get its Sanya because of Navibhaktau to Smaha. Navibhaktau to Smaha. So this will not get its Sanya. And then that's it. Asyatam. Nyasyatam, of course, is Niyasyatam Ikonachi. Anything else left on the shloka now? Okay, now we talked about last time about this Agatya. Agatya. Now, I said in the Gita, we have this form in the chapter 1 of the Gita, Nihatya Dhata Rashtranaha Kapi Tisya Janardana. Of course, famous shloka. See, Arjuna says, what joy will we get having killed the son of Dhritarashtra? What joy will we get? Nihatya Dhata Rashtranaha Kapi Tisya Janardana. Papameva Shedasman Hatvaita Natatayinaha. I think towards the end of chapter 1, I would say chapter 1 around maybe 35, 40 shloka. Here it is, 36. Nihatya dhata rashtra. Naha. This dhatu ni plus han. Nihatya. Now what we have right now in the Raghuvamsha Kavyam is we have the dhatu a plus gam. Agatya. But there's a difference here. Is that Agatya is a secondary form Agamya. Agamya. Well, Nihatya does not have, there's no form Nihanya. That's not a correct form. Then how come in Nihanya, Ni plus Han we have Nihatya only one form, while Agatya, Agamya, iti dve rupe staha. How will we get two of them? Let's go to Sutram here, which is the one that we use all the time, which is 6437. See, one thing I always told you is try to get some Ashtadhyayi, some bearings in the Ashtadhyayi. So when you go to a section, look around, see if we have any friends in that area that we already know. And we have a very good friend upstairs, right here. We are one of our best friends upstairs, which is this one. Anudattopadesha vanati tanotyadinam anunasika lopo jalikiniti. Next to them, valyapi. The same dhatus which we discussed in the 6 dhatus. Anudattopadesha, which is Anudattopadesha means immediately think of 7 to 10. What we call as the Anit dhatus, because Ekash Upadesha Anudattat in Nishedha. So 6437 says it should be ending in a Anunasika Lopo. There are 6 of them, which is the Agama, Yamanama Gama Rama, and then you have Han and Manya, these 6. Then Dhatu Vanati, Tanotyadinam. My favorite example is always gives Akshatan Samarpayami. Akshatan Samarpayami. Dhatu is Kshan, become Akshata, unbroken rice. Next sutra, but that's only Jalikiniti. Now we have the Pratyaya Lyap right now. Lyap. So Va Lyapi. These same dhatus, Anunasika Lopaha Va Lyapi. So then we should get 2 forms everywhere, shouldn't it? We should get Agamya Agatya. But then why not Nihanya then? There's only one form there. That's the Vyakhyanam. This Va is a Vyavasthita Vibhasha. It's a Vyavasthita Vibhasha. Vyavasthita. This Vibhasha has some Vyavastha in there. There is a further kind of a structure on this Vibhasha. Vibhasha has a further structure to it. And it says that Tena Vyavasthita Vibhasha cha iyam Tena Makarantanam Vikalpa Bhavati. So Makarandhatu will take the Makar means only Yamanama Gamarama, these 4 we just talked about. And whatever dhatus may be in the Tanadigan, I don't know if there's any dhatu there. Whatever, Makarantanam Vikalpaha. Anyatra Nityam. So we get the, here's Agatya Agamya. But Ahatya only one form. Dhatuhan Agatya. So, okay. So that's what's happening here is that sometimes the Vibhasha may have a further structure to it, which is called a Vyavastha. So Vyavastha, see, all these technical terms we should know. Because sometimes in the commentary somebody say Vyavasthita Vibhashaya, so then what is he talking about? What's the meaning of Vyavastha means what? Means that it is not optional everywhere. There is some more to it. There is some more organization. There's little more, organization there. It's not optional everywhere. It's put in a document here. We'll have 2. Anyway, right now we have the form Agatya. It's no problem. But we can have the form Agamya also. Makarantanam Vikalpa Bhavati. And finally, it's put in the document Upakataha Kantham, Upakantham. This is the Paradi Samasa. But in our Wednesday class, I think maybe from next class onwards, from 1 or 2 classes, we'll have the Paradi Samasa. I think we're doing the Karmadharya Samasas now, maybe next class, and then Paradi Samasa. Paradi Samasa is only one sutram in Ashtadhyayi. Paradi Samasa is Kukati Paradeha. Only one sutram, Kukati Paradeha, which is 2.18 Kugati Paradeha. Only one sutram Paradeha. Only, in fact, only part of one sutram. So in the entire Pradi Samasa is only part of one sutram, which is the Paradeha over here. This is a Prathama Nidishtam, Samasa Upasajana Purvam. So the Pradi will go first. But the 2 to 18 has a number of Vartikani on there. And they tell you which Pradis can be compounded in which meanings. And that is what we need to go. So even the 2 to 8 is only one single sutram for the Gati Samasa and the Pradi Samasas. This Pradis have a is one of the most loaded sutras in Ashtadhyayi. One of the most loaded sutras, one of the most loaded ones, because Gati also spawns into chapter 3. What is Gati Sanya? Which can those do? Pradaya has his Vartikani. Anyway, right now we need 2 to 80. We need to look at the Vartikani in the Gati Pradaya, because we want to form the word Upakantam. Okay, Upakantam is in the commentary, okay, not in the Mula Shlokaha. Upakantam is in the commentary. So 2 to 18, if you go there, says that the one that we want to use right now is Atyadayaha. Krantadyarthe, Dvitiyaya. So the Pradis Ati, etc. can be used in these meanings. Krantadyarthe. So Kranta Adi, Krantadyarthe means who's gone, crossed over. Kranta is crossed. So Dvitiyaya. So we can take Dvitiyantam and then compound that with the, so upagataha kantham, so with the dvitiyantam, and compound with one of these pradis in this meaning, upagataha kantham. So that is the vartikam in this one. So let me see, this is pratham. So you see in this sutram it says pradayaha, sorry, this one which is says, this is I think a typo here. So pradayaha gatadyarthe prathamaya. So with prathamantam can be compounded with one of these pra etc. in the gatadyarthe pracharyaha, pragataha acharyaha pracharyaha. So this sutram tells you what meanings we can get. So the first one is that pradayo gatadyarthe prathamaya, atyadayaha krantadyarthe dvitiyaya, avadayaha krishtaadyarthe titiyaya, paryadayo glanadyarthe chaturthya, niradayaha krantadyarthe panchamya, and so on it goes. So one that we need here is this one. Let's see, for example, is given that atikrantah khatvam, atikhatva, something which has gone beyond the khatva, atimalaha, one who's gone beyond the garland in terms of, I guess, fragrance or looks or something, so something. So this is this. In that we have this because we want to get the compound upagataha kantham, so which we have to get the pradi, and dvitiyantam has to be used. There's only one vartikam there which has to be used. Or this is commentary from the Amar Kosha. Okay? So this is Bhanuji Dikshita's commentary. So upagataha kantham, so something which has a upakantham means one who has come to the neck, which has approached the neck, means it is close by. Samipam ityartha. So upakantham basically means which is close by. So this was in the commentary of Malinatha where he says that the karnopakantham agatya, coming close to the ear, she said that. There's one more to do this. It says upagataha kantha samipam ascheti va, one whose neck has come close. It's again same thing. This we can form Bahuvri compound. There's also one thing to remember is some of these number of times a compound can be interpreted as a pradi or as a Bahuvri compound depending on what you supply in between there and how you connect those words. So it doesn't have to be cast in stone. So there is kind of a little overlap here between the pradis. But remember one golden rule is that the Bahuvri samasa has to have the pradhanyam in the anya padarthe. So anya pada pradhanaha, anya pade. So it has to have pradhanyam in the anya padam, some other outside the compound. So when it says upagataha kantha samipam asya itiva, this pradhanyam is in that person, that thing whose neck has come close. Upagataha kantham kantha asya. But here that's not the case. His upagataha kantham, it says that he himself has come close to the neck. So you can here appreciate the difference between, I hope you're getting this point, between pradi samasa and bahuvri samasa. Bahuvri is anyapada pradhanaha, while pradi tatpurusha samasa, it is not anyapada pradhanaha. So there upagataha is directly qualifying the item being, which is the meaning of the samasa. Okay, so that's, keep this point in mind, because sometimes you get interpreted both ways. You can make it depending on who upagata is qualifying. Upagata is not qualifying that thing which has come close. So this is the pradhanyam is right here in the samasa itself. But here upagata kantha yasya saha. So that somebody else has pradhanyam over here. Upagata is qualifying that person now. So he's outside the compound. Here he's in the compound itself. So I'm sorry, upagataha is here qualifying the person directly. Here is qualifying the kantha. Upagataha kantha samipamasya. So upagata is qualifying the kantha only, not the person who has come close, or it has come close. So upagata kantha, the final meaning of the compound is not the neck, the thing which has come close. So here upagataha is qualifying only kantha. So this is a bahuvri. We need bahuvri here, not bahuvri here, because this is directly qualifying the personal item. And that, I think that completed shloka for us. And in the end, Muninatha gives the Puritarthaha, which means that Jasharathaha Vruddhoham iti vicharya, thinking that I am old now. Ramasya yauva rajyabhishekam chakangsha ityarthaha, which means that he wanted to, he desired to do. So ityartha means that is the resultant meaning. In the poetic way, Kalidasa says that old age came to him and whispered in his ear. But what it basically means is that Dasharatha, I am old now, and I want to now install Sri Rama as the crown prince, is what the meaning is. Chakanksha, dhatu kanksha. It's a lit lakaraha. I didn't put in the document because we've done this many, many times. So, Yona Shochatina Kankshati comes in Gita. The Shochatina Kankshati. I think it is chapter 12. So if you know your Gita well, you will not be surprised by this dhatu in chapter 12. Let's see, towards the, I think, end of chapter 12. Shochatina Kankshati. Shubhasho Parityag. Bhaktiman me priyo. I think second last shloka, I think, of chapter 12. Santushto yena kenachita yona shochatina kankshati. Dharmyamritamidam. No, I said, which is somewhere here. No, sorry. 17 shlokaha. Yun rishtatina dveshtina shochatina kankshati. Shubhashu parityagi bhaktiman yassame priya. So kankshati. Hatu kanksha. So, chakanksha, obviously do the abhyasa karyam, kanksha. How about when? You know the best rules when? Try this one. Kanksha, abhyasa karyani. What will the abhyasa karyam in the abhyasa bhagya? Kanksha.
Oh boy.
First is I'll put this. I'll make it easy for you. I'll put it in front of you here.
Yeah.
So this is already the end of 5.4. It starts from the 7.458. Atsalopo abhyasasya. So kanksh. First is haladisheshaha. Haladisheshaha. So only in the abhyasa, hal can say only if it's the first member. So only the kakara remains. The nakara and the kshakara, they go away. I mean kanksh. So it is na ka. They all go away.
All go away. Right.
Only ka remains. Then rasvaha.
Then next is rasva.
Rasvaha.
Then chukoku.
Kuhoshchu. So we got these three. So it becomes, and then in the meanwhile, pratyar null comes over there. I didn't put in a document because this is done many, many times. So like null, we just saw nullatus us. So tip becomes null chakanksha. There's no gunavriddhi in it because already we have ka and even dhatu itself is kanksha. So that becomes. So that was the meaning. We did the meaning last time. We just overview it today. I think we already did with Nagaraji last time.
Oh, I just read chapter 17 in Gita. There is kanksha also.
Oh really? Very nice. Where is it?
Apala kankshin.
Oh yeah. Apala kangshin very yajno. Vidrishto yajate. Apala kangshin. So kangshin. Yes, I'm proud of you, Ben. Very good. I'm impressed. Yeah. Very proud. So, yes, this is sattvic.
At least 2 slokas.
Yeah, it comes. So,
I think there is moksha kangshin also.
Yeah, moksha kangshin also comes.
Right.
Moksha kangshabhi. So that comes, and also comes. I think this also apala kangshabhi. Yeah, it comes.
Yeah, apala is a little earlier. There it is.
This is kangshin pratipadikam. Kangshin pratipadikam. Yes, correct. But these are not tinganta rupani, so I use the other one.
Right.
Kangshati, straightforward form. Anyway, the meaning we saw last time under the pretext of gray hair. So this is the, we did it last time already. Rita chadmana, old age is jara, as it were. I mean, that is enough for the context. Came close is agatya, having come close. To the root of his ears is the karanamulam, and as if is the iva. So Kaikeyi shankaya iva. From the fear of Kaikeyi, so Kaikeyi shankaya, whispered to him is aha, and to him is tam maha, dashratham maha. And again, as usual, let's see, tam kantham agatya Rajalakshmi Sutam iti ahatama. Okay. Saying place is Nyasyatam. Let it be placed. The royal fortune is the Rajalakshmi, which is the Shrihi. Upon Rama is Rame Nasyatam. Okay, so straightforward. Nothing. Actually, next 2 shlokas also very straightforward. Nothing much here. Next 2 shlokas, to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of grammar. A little bit of grammar, nothing much. So I think we can do them today. Let's try the first one, 3rd shloka. Titiya shlokaha. Sa pauran paurakantasya ramasya shrutihi pratyekam ladayan chakre kulyevodyana padapan. So sa pauran paurakantasya ramasya shrutihi pratyekam ladayan chakre kulyevodyana padapan. Padacheda is sa. pauran paurakantasya ramasya abhyudaya shrutihi samastam padam. Pratyekam is a avibhava samasa, we'll see in a second, is ekam prati pratyekam. Lhadayan chakre is technically speaking, Lhadayan is a pratak padam, and then it's a avyayam, and then we also get the chakre. Chakre is tingantam padam, Lhadayan chakre pratya am. We'll look at it in a second. Then kulya iva, kulyeva adgunaha. Kulyeva. Again, same thing. Iva plus udyana padapan, again adgunaha. So between kulya plus iva adgunaha. So this is, we have the avarana followed by the, because adgunaha is, 6187 adgunaha, which we use many times. So in this case, we get a plus e becomes a, and the akara plus ukara also becomes o, adgunaha. So udyana padapan. Now there is a iva. That is the signature of Kalidasa, right? That's his trademark. So iva means get ready for the upama. Kalidasasya. Also told you as we discussed many times, is that please always match the vibhaktis. Always match which is what is being compared to whom. So here we clearly have is that sa abhyudaya shrutihi means Rama Abhisheka Varta. That will be seen in a second the commentary, but I'm just trying to match the vibhaktis in the upama upameya for you. So that is the prathama ekavachanam, and kulya is prathama ekavachanam. So that news of Sri Rama's coronation is being compared to a canal. Kulya is a canal of water. And then the Pauran is the Dvitiya Bhavachanam in Upameya. And Upama, it is the Udyana Padapan. So they are being compared. And then the common one is Lhadayan Chakre. This is the common Kriyapadam. For both. That will not be repeated, of course. So very beautifully placed over here, right next to, between these two. There's a little bit of Dehli Deepanyaya going on over there. So it connects both ways. In fact, this entire thing, pratyekam is an adverb. Is an adverb to this Lhadayan Chakre. So brought joy to each one of them, or it made each one of them happy. So this entire thing, pratyekam Lhadayan Chakre, is connecting with on both Upameya and Upama, both of them. Okay, let's go through this. So it's a straightforward shloka. There's nothing much here. Is that news of Sri Rama's glory? Abhyudaya, abhi-ud plus e in gato. Udaya is to rise, is to prosper, to do well. So Shrutihi, Shruyate Shruti, Shruyate iti Shrutihi, Varta, news. So the news of, Rama's glory or prosperity or doing well, that news brought joy to each one of and that news of Sri Rama, who was the darling of the citizens. This Paura is a tadita from Pure Bhavaha, Pauraha, one who exists or occurs in the city, citizen, Pauraha. So we'll derive all of this in a second, but Pure Bhavaha is Pauraha. Without going to grammar, let's get the meaning first. So this Paurakant, this is a bit of poetry going on here, nicely put. So Pauran, Paurakantasya. So of course Pauran is Dvitiya, like both are Ramavat. So Pauran is Dvitiya Bhuvachanam, that is the karma of the Lhadayan Chakre on this side. And then Paurakantasya Shashti Ekvachanam, that is Samadhikaranam with Ramasya. Two different things. This is very, very like Purusham, Purusha, I think comes in Gita, Purusham, Purusha, Rishabha. This is a Gita also. There's some Kavyam in Gita also. I think, let me see, I know this comes somewhere. Purusham, Purusha, Rishabha. Let me see if I can find it for quickly. The same thing, the same technique is being used in Gita, where, here it is right here. Yaminam Vyathayantyete Purusham, Purusha, Rishabha. See, same technique, right? So Purusham, Purusha, Rishabha. Now, Samadukha Sukandhiram Somutatvaya Kalpate. So one who these cannot trouble. Shitosha Sukha Dukkadaha, Matra Svarshastra, when heat and cold, etc., all these opposites. The one whom they cannot afflict, they cannot bother. The person, Purusham, Yam Purusham, Shitoshna Dukkadaha, Matra Svarshaha, Agamapayano Nityas, which are temporary. These temporary opposites like hot, cold, etc. The person whom they don't disturb, he is fit for immortality. Amritatvaya kalpadeya. One who's dhira and samasukha. Anyway, so Purusham is that person. Purushasham, hey Arjuna. So used back to back, but it's completely different meaning here. So Purushanam, Purushaha, Rishabha Iva. It's like Purusha Vyagra. Purushaha Rishabha Iva. He's a man who's like a bull. He's like a leader of men, basically. So Purushashava is qualifying, hey Arjuna. Well, Purusham is that Yam Purusham na Vyatyanti ete. So this is a technique which is used in this language. Of course, Kavyam is used more in Kavyam. Even Gita has it. So here he's used that in this Pauran Paurakantasya. Pauran is referring to citizens, and the Paurakanta is Rama. So meaning is that news of Sri Rama's rising up, doing well, prosperity, it brought joy to each one of the citizens. Just like a canal of water brings joy to each one of the plants in the garden or the pond. So let's look at the commentary. It's very straightforward shloka. Sa is qualifying Shruti. It's basically, again, we'll not look at these now in detail, this Subandha Prakriya, because this has been done many times, really examples, because you get the sutram, which is the Tidadina Maha, and then below that we have the sutram, which is Tados Sassavanantayoho. So it becomes, when the supratya follows, this takara becomes sakaraha. So 72102, 72106, we won't put in document anymore. So this you should know, which we know by now. So sa, this is because the pronoun, and the noun is rightly here, shutihi, sa shutihi. Because see how beautifully he puts it here, sa is the pronoun. And then see what he wants to get is the karta, karma and kriyapadam, right? So subject, object, verb. So that is why Malinatha should establish Shrutihi as the subject, isn't it? But then Shrutihi is part of a compound, Abhyudaya Shrutihi. And that Abhyudaya Shrutihi has a Shashti and Shashti Sambandha with it. So that has to go immediately before that Ramapadam. So now he has to put Paurakantasya before that. So this Paurakantasya Ramasya, this is also a type. It should be in bold. I don't know why they put it, because the words in shloka are in bold. So Ramas should be in bold over here. So Paurakantasya Ramasya Bidheshitihi, and then before that the pronoun sa. So the sa Paurakantasya Ramasya Bidheshitihi Abhisheka Varta. The news, what is the meaning? That means the news of the prosperity of Rama. And Shruti can have different meanings. Why is Mulinatha giving these Paryaya Shabdaha? You should always ask, what is the reason for giving the commentary? Because Shruti has various meanings. Shruti can be here, Shruti can be in ear, can be hearing, can be, the Vedas. Shruti can be this Varta. So there are a number of meanings. So he wants to make sure you understand what meaning is being used over here. Kasmin arte shabda prayuktaha, asmin sandarbhe. This is the spashti kriyate. It's being spelled out for you. Now, and Abhyudaya means what? This means generally he is doing well. No, it's Abhisheka. Means that the news of his coronation. Abhyudaya Shutihi. And then the Kulya is Kritrima Sarit. Kritrima Sarit. Which means an artificial flow of water. Kritrima Sarit. So, artificial river means artificial flow of water. It's a canal. So Kulya Alpa Kritrima Sarit Amaraha. Again he goes to Amarkoshaha. Kulya Alpa Kritrima Sarit. So it is a small river of small artificial river. Basically this means like a canal of water. So Kulya Alpa Kritrima Sarit Ityamaraha. This shloka is very straightforward. Udyana Padapan, no commentary. Udyanasya Padapan, which is the plants in the garden. Iva Pauran. So Udyana Padapan Iva Pauran Pratyekam Ladayan Chakre, no commentary at all. So let's find the word Padapa. So Padapa is the Padina Pipachiti. What's that? Yeah, go ahead.
Satish?
Yes, sir.
So just one question. Shruti is the main subject.
Yes, correct.
And that is immediately preceded by Ramasya Shruti.
Ramasya Abhyudaya Shruti. Ramasya is Abhyudaya really. Yeah.
Abhyudaya Shruti.
Yeah, there's a problem. Go ahead.
Then Paurantakasya, what does it qualify? Ramasya or the Shruti?
Ramasya, look at the Vibhakti. When? Paurakantasya Shashtiyantam, Shashti Ekavachanam.
Right.
It cannot qualify Shruti. It has to qualify Ramasya only.
Paurantaka means the people, right?
No. Pauran is, Janan, right?
Yeah.
The Paurakantasya is, Paurakanta is Pauranam Kanta.
Paurakanta. Oh, okay.
Darling. Yeah. Like Lakshmi Kanta.
Yeah, got
it. My teacher's name was Lakshmi Kanta.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just was reading as Paurantaka. Okay.
Right. No. Paurakantas. Yeah. But there's a problem here, by the way. Not that you brought it up.
Oh, okay.
What the problem is that, look at this, that the Ramasya is Shashtiyantam sitting outside the compound, right? Then you have Abhyudaya Shruti as the compound. Now, Abhyudaya Shruti is that it is a clearly straightforward Shashitat Purusha. Abhyudaya Shruti, the news of his coronation. But when you have something, now that compound, Tatpurusha compound, it has a pradhanyam in the Uttarapadam, correct? So Shruti has a pradhanyam. Now, that means that when we look at the connection of the compound, the remaining part of the sentence, or part of a bigger compound, we should be able to remove Abhyudaya. Look at Shruti alone. Shruti is a pradhana padam. Abhyudaya is just qualifying that, Gavana padam it is. So when we take this compound and connect it with the remaining outside, to other parts of the sentence, or to a bigger compound, then we should be able to work with Shruti only. Abhyudaya has done its part. It's only qualified Shruti in a certain way. But that should be the only law of Abhyudaya. But if we do it like that, it becomes Ramasya Shruti now. Which is not the desired meaning. It should be Ramasya Abhyudaya. It is the news of Sri Rama's coronation, or Sri Rama's doing well, Rama's prosperity, or glory. So now Rama is connecting with the Abhyudaya, which is the Pura Padam in the Samasaha. Should be Ramabhyudaya Shruti. In fact, this is when you do Sankalpa any puja, right? You say Mamopata, Durita, Kshaya Dvara, right? So Mama is not, the Kshaya is not yours. Durita only is yours. So when you say Mama, should be Madhopata. So Mamopata, right? So should be Madhupata. So Mad Upata, Madhupata. But I think people find it hard to say Madhupata, they made Mamopata. Because Upata means why the destruction of my sins, right? Mamopata Durita Kshayadvara. So why destruction of my sins? So Mama is sitting outside. It's connected only with the Durita, not the remaining. So it connects to the first part of the compound. So we have seen this before in Raghuvamsham, we've seen this before in other places. So this does happen. In fact, one of the most glaring examples of this in the Gita, again connect with the Gita, is here in the Gita in chapter 2. Bhishma Drona Pramukhataha Sarveshancha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashetan Samavetan Kuruniti. See, as you chant the Gita, always keep the Vyakaranam in your mind. So next step for us is when we chant Gita, we should know the Vyakaranam behind the each padam. So Bhishma Drona Pramukhataha Sarveshancha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashetan Samavetan Kuruniti Tatra Pashistan Partha Pitrunata Pitamahan. So here it is. Bhishma Drona Pramukhataha, in front of Bhishma and Drona. That's fine. Then Sarveshancha Mahikshitam is Shashti Bahuvachanam. Connects to where? Pramukhataha. The Pramukhataha is going inside the compound, but over here. So how can we take this one out of it now and connect it over here? Because Sarveshancha Mahikshitam Pramukhataha. So in front of Bhishma and Drona, and in front, face to face of all the kings. Then Sri Krishna said to look at these Kurus assembled here. So now, but this is Shashti hanging outside. It has nothing to connect. It has to take this Pramukhataha inside the compound here. Connect with that. So and that is there is a technical name for this, which we saw this in the Raghuvamsham Kavya in an earlier shloka. Is that Sapekshatve api gamakatvat samasaha. And all these technical terms, these jargon terms, always go to the Dictionary of Sanskrit Grammar by Professor Abhyankar. So sapekshatvat. So sapekshatvepi gamakatvat samasa. When something is very obvious like that, there's no mistaking of the meaning, then this kind of thing says, let me read from Professor Abhyankar's dictionary here. It says, when an expectancy, so sapeksha is expectancy in sense. Although in grammar, expectancy is not at the root of and forms a sort of a connecting link for the various kinds of relations which exist between the different words of a sentence, which has to give a complete sense, composite sense, yet, if a word outside a compound is connected with a word inside a compound, especially with a second or further member, the sense becomes ambiguous. An expectancy in such cases is looked upon as a defect. It says, Raghuvamsham he gives a sutra shloka in chapter 11, number 18. When, however, in spite of this defect, the fault of expectancy, the sense is clear, there is no doubt, the compound is admissible. Yadi savisheshananam vrittirna, no, sorry, yadi savisheshananam vrittirna vrittasya va visheshanam na prayujyate ityuchyate. So it says that when something goes into a compound like that, you cannot then, have its adjective outside, sitting outside. So visheshanam vrittirna. Visheshananam vrittirna bhavati. Which means that you have this, Ramasya. So Ramasya abhyudaya you have here. Then abhyudaya is going into a compound like that, So that should not take him out. And it says that vrittasya va visheshanam na prayujyate. So which is gone inside a compound, here you cannot now have a. And the example they give is that Devadattasya Gurukulam. So now look at that, which is like our example here, So Devadattasya Gurukulam. What does that mean? Gurukulam, so it is the family of Devadatta's Guru. But now Gurukulam, the Kulam is not a Pradhanya. Devadatta is outside the compound. It is not Devadatta's family. It is the family of Devadatta's Guru. So Devadattasya Gurukulam. But the meaning is obvious, isn't it? It is Devadatta's Guru's family. Anyway, this is what is called, this is the spelling which is sapekshatvepi gamakatvat samasaha. Sapekshatvepi gamakatvat samasaha. Means it leads you to that. So it leads you to that meaning very straightforward. So I'll put, so Ramasya, I think because this Abhyudaya only is Ramasya, not the Shruti. So it says Devadattasya Gurukulam. So the Guru is Devadatta's, not the family. Family is the Guru's family. So, okay, let me just, I missed that point. I didn't put in a document here. I'll put it here. We had in the shloka before, in chapter 11, number 18. So, I'll just put here.
Satish?
Yeah.
Satish?
Yes.
Can you not interpret to say that the subject is news, but the rising news of Rama.
No, it's not rising news. It's the
news. Rising news meaning the news of the prosperity, glory, something like that. That compound. Abhyudasya.
Abhyudasya.
So, like if I say in English, I could say the news of his glory.
But the glory is his, That's the whole point. The glory is Rama's. So that is the whole, this Abhyudaya is clearly Rama's glory. It's not, so how the connection is obvious, right? The glory belongs to Rama. So
how about if I change it in English, Rama's glorious news?
No, the news is not glorious. It is not, no.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you can, but that, it's, the meaning is clear. It is not the rising news, very weak meaning, News is not rising. It's not glorious meaning now. And one more thing, not glorious, by the way. Abhyudaya is a noun. Don't forget that. See, Abhyudaya is not an adjective. Understand that. So it cannot qualify Shruti directly like that.
So that's the Abhyudaya and Shruti is
both are nouns.
Karmadaya.
No, you cannot make it karma. Karmadaya means Visheshanam, right? So Karmadaya means Visheshanam and then Vishesha. So this is now an adjective in Karmadaya compound, like Shura Purusha. Shura is an adjective Purusha, but this is a noun of Abhyudaya. It's not an adjective. I mean, you can make it like a Shaka Partha and make an adjective, but really As it stands, it cannot be an adjective abhyudaya. Abhyudaya is a noun. It's not qualifying anything else. So that's not a rising, not rising glory. No.
Okay.
So that also another problem with that.
Okay.
So anyway, I'll put it over here is the sapekshatvepi, sapekshatvepi, even though its expectancy is there, gamakatvat, gamakat. This will occur once in a while, samasaha. It's not very uncommon. It's not very uncommon. You should be ready. You don't expect these compounds to be, nice and clean all the time. So this is again sapekshatvepi gamakatvat samasaha. Okay. So technically a doshaha, but it is allowed. So we can use that. Padapaha. Let's do a little bit of grammar. I mean, the meaning we basically got this shloka. Let's do a little bit of grammar here. Padapaha. This is a sutram which I didn't put in the document. I think we've done this sutram before. Is supisthaha is a let's try. It's a tatrush samasa. It's a upapada samasa. Padapaha. So it will be padena pibati padapaha. So padena pibati. So that which drinks by its leg, by its base, basically by its roots. So something which drinks by its base, its leg or root is called padapaha. So padena pibati padapaha. Now the sutram here is supisthaha. So let's back up for a second. To form any samasaha, you have to first find a samasa vidhayaka sutram. And there are only Ashtadhyayi, only 2.1 and 2.2. There are only two places in Ashtadhyayi, two padas of Ashtadhyayi which can authorize compounds. Nothing else. In the Ashtadhyayi, only 2.1 and 2.2 can be used to justify compounds. So, and we just looked at the sutram actually this class today itself. Kugatik pradeha and upapadam ating. Upapadam ating is the sutram here. Upapadam ating. Which means that a upapadam, right, it can be compounded with samarthena subantena. It doesn't have to be a samarthena shabdantarena. It can come with another term. As long as tingantam is not being found. Upapadam ating. Upapadam ating. In fact, look at this one quickly. In the Wednesday class, we're going to have this upapada samasa. I think next lesson, maybe lesson after that. 2.2.19. Upapadam subantam. In this case, it is the padena. Padena. Samarthena nityam. Didn't say subantena. Because as long as samarthyam is there, this is a chicken and egg problem, that the pratyaya cannot be brought until the samasa is formed. Samasa cannot be formed until subantam is formed. So that's why in this sutram it says samarthena shabdantarena. It doesn't have to be a subantena. Nityam samasyate. Nitya samasa means you cannot have supada vigraha vakyam. Nitya samasa means supada vigraha vakyam na sambhavati. You cannot say padena paha. It's not like that. Because say padena pibati iti padapaha. Most of the time in the vigraha vakyam, when you see a tingantam padam, that tells you immediately you probably have upada samasa. In the vigraha vakyam, when you have a tingantam padam, that is one of the surest ways of looking at the upada samasa. So upadam sabantubantam samarthena nityam samasyate atingantam chayam samasaha. Atingantaschayam. Atingantaschayam samasa. This samasa should not be a tinganta. Atingantaschayam samasaha. But then which upapadas can be compounded with which dhatu, with what pratyayas? How do we know those? This is upapadam is a technical term here, upapadam. And that now connects us to this section, which again we've been many times, so we'll go a little fast now. Is this section about in the 3.1, Panini starts the second dhatu adhikaraha in 3.191, and then immediately Panini says tatropadam saptamistham, tatropadam saptamistham, tatropadam saptamistham. In this dhatu adhikaraha, the second one, the upapadam will be saptamistham, indicated by the saptami. And as a practical matter, which also we have repeated many times, is that from 3 to 1 to 3 to 100 is where most of these upapadas are described. Not all of them, but there are many of them. And the first one, Panini says karmanyan. If we have upapadam which is karma, not the word karma, but the object of a verb, not that word, because this is saptamistham, Panini said. Not the word karma itself, but any object of a verb that can compound with a dhatu, and dhatu de pratyaya an, like kumbhakara, bhashyakara, sutrakara. So, bhashyam karoti ti bhashyakara. So, bhashya plus kru plus an, and you do the, achuniti vriddhi and bhashyakara. But there now comes supisthaha. Supisthaha is that the pratyaya ka can be used when there is any subantam as upapadam supi saptamyantam, and this dhatu stha is to be used with that. So any subantam, like you can say hridayastham devam, hridaya tishtati hridayastham devam. So the Lord is in your heart. Hridayastham devam, hridayasthaha devaha. So hridayasthaha is one who is in the heart. So this pratyaya, this very common is dhatu stha, one is situated there. But now we need to use the dhatu pa right now. I want to get the word padapa, which is what I need. Now I cannot use this sutra, it's only stha only is given here. But now vyakyanamatra sharanam, you have to do yoga vibhaga of the sutra. You have to extend this sutra, split it up into two parts. That, supi is one part of sutram and stha is a different part. Because we need to include some other, shishta prayogaha. We take the pratyakaha, but there's no sutram for that. So if we have another akaranta dhatu, then we want to be able to extend this rule not only for stha, not only for dhatu stha, dhatu which is, but others also. Dhatu in dhatu part is stha, gati nivrittau. But here it says, dvabhyam pibati, it says supi. It says atra yoga vibhagaha kartavyaha supiti. You can miss, you split the sutram, make one sutram supi. So when subantam upapadam is there, so when supi, and then in that case you can take any akaranta dhatu, add the pratyaka, and then stha. Stha means that one of the most important one is the dhatu stha. You can make it like that. So basically you create a loophole in there, making a loophole. Supi akarantebhyaha ka pratyaya bhavati ityartha. This is what we need. So for supistaha, so it becomes dvabhyam pibati iti dvipaha. One who drinks by two means. So first he drinks with his trunk and then he drinks with his mouth. That is the elephant. So dvabhyam pibati iti dvipaha. So one who drinks, with two things. So that's an elephant. So padapaha. So padina pibati iti padapaha. So this is the vyakhyanam on supistaha. Is supi akarantebhyaha ka pratyaya bhavati. Let me just put in document. I didn't put in document. It's kind of straightforward, but okay, I'll put in document now. So this is how the word padapaha is formed. So padapaha is under the sutram, which is supistaha. Supistaha is a very famous sutram. You should know the sutram, supistaha. It is used, it's very common sutram. Comes in Gita and a few places. But atra yoga vibhaga kartavyaha. Supi akarantebhya ka pratyaya bhavati, and we can say that we can use our example. So padena pibati. So padena pibati iti, we'll make it padapaha like that. Padapaha. So we'll do it like that. Pibati iti padapaha. Okay. Just put the correct font over here. So that's how padapaha is formed. I mean, just doing some grammar of the shlokaha. Then I put some other points over here. Nothing really too complicated. He says pure bhavaha pauraha. Citizen, one who exists or occurs in the city. So this sutram is, again, always keep the Ashtadhyayi map in front of you, which is pragdivyatorn, which is the default pratyaya. An is prescribed Panini from, first of all, the Dita starts from 4176, pragdivyatorn starts from 4183, up to the word divyat, which comes at the beginning of 4.4. The default pratyaya is an. And then in that there's one sutram which says tatra bhavaha. Also, what you can do is you can look at the Amar Kosha commentary. If not there, you can look at, it's a straightforward form. So here up to 442, up to the word divyat pratyaya is an, and then there's a sutram here tatra bhavaha is one which occurs there. So we simply take the pura, so pure bhavaha pauraha, so pura plus mi, because the sutram is tatra bhava, tatra is saptami. So pura plus mi an, so pradivyaton tatra bhavaha, and then now comes Vain's famous sutras. First we do the halantyam tasya lopaha, then kritita samasascha supodhatu pradivadikayoho, and then we do the adivriddhi taditeshvacham adehe kam pauraha, and then yachibham yasyetisha. we have the bhasanya for the angam. Tadita pratyaya is part of the swadis. So when you have yakara, the ajadi pratyaya, angam gets bhasanya. This has been done many times by us, so nothing special. And then yasyeti cha, yavarnantasya, bhasanyakasya, angasya, lopabhoti tadita ikare cha pare. So pauraha. Then another thing which is in the document here, pauranam kantaha, paurakantaha, straightforward, shashita purusha compound. The word kanta itself is kamu kantau. This kantau is ichchaya, one who's desired by the citizens, one who's their favorite, whom they want, they have a liking for him. So here say kantau is not deep tau, not means ichchaya, Lakshmi kantaha, Kamala kantaha, Vishnu. So one who Lakshmi wants is Vishnu. So kam plus pratyakta. One thing over here is that not that he was desired, but he is desired. So normally when we use this pratyakta, we use sutram nishtha, taktavatu nishtha. We're a little bit fast in the class because otherwise it will take a long time in the class. So we'll give you these important numbers. If you want to, research further, you can use these numbers and look it up. And of course you can send an email if something is unclear. So taktavatu nishtha is a sanya sutram. What is nishtha? Is a pratyakta, and tavatu nishtha sutra is very straightforward, simple, and very important also. They give you good bang for the buck. And then Panini has a sutram nishtha itself in two places of Ashtadhyayi, in two places. The one that we use over here is sutram nishtha in the bhute adhikara. So in the bhute adhikara. But this is not bhute. This is not bhute adhikara because he desired by the citizens now. At that time. But not he was desired in the past. Even now he's their favorite. So how do we justify that then? This is what they say, this term past, passive participle is not a very good term. Many times it's not past, it's not passive either many times. But, so I don't like that term PPP. But what happens is the end of 3.2, Paniniya Sutram, where this pratyakta can be used vartamane. And he says here, nitaktaha. When dhatu which is ni as an it, and then says mati buddhi puja te bhyashcha is what you want to use, 32188. So in these meanings, if dhatu is in these meanings, then we can use the pratyakta in vartamane, is somewhat desired by people right now. So remember this sutram. This sutram is important. So when you see akta pratyaha being used vartamane, many times this sutram is required. This is the very last sutram in 3.2. Mati buddhi pujarte bhyascha. Mati buddhi pujarte bhyascha. 3.2, which is, let's go to the Vyakhyanam. Again, we have to go to the Vyakhyanam because it only says Mati buddhi pujarte bhyascha. And here Mati means again, which is desired. So Rajnyam mataha. One who is desired by the kings. They want him. So he is their favorite. So this is Mati doesn't mean, that this Mati means desire. So Rajnyam ishtaha. It says Rajnyam mataha, Rajnyam ishtaha. So now we can use that, isn't it? Because we have Pauranam kantaha, Ramaha. So Ramaha, who is desired, who is the favorite of the citizens. In fact, here what the Kashika itself says here is that it is that the Anukta Samuchayartha Chakaraha. This sutram says cha. This cha is, in fact, I think I mentioned in the class a couple of times, is that there is a PhD thesis, by the way. I'm not joking, this is serious. The PhD thesis, I think, by MIT, one of these places, about the Panini's use of cha in the Ashtadhyayi. the PhD. There's a PhD on how, in the various ways that Panini uses cha in Ashtadhyayi. It's a very high regarded thesis, which is referred to many times. But anyway, that's a very recent one. But here, this is the Anukta Samuchayarthash Chakaraha. Anukta Samuchaya is to include things which have not been mentioned. Anukta Samuchaya means to extend, for extension basically. Anukta unmentioned, Samuchayartha for the purpose of including those things which are not mentioned. So, and then he says, on the basis of that we can include things like Shilitaha, Rakshitaha, Kshantaha, Akrishtaha, Jushtaha, Ityapi, Rushtaha, Rushitaha, a lot of this can be included. And there he also includes Rishtaha, Tushtaha, Tatha Kantaha. So, the Kanta also included in this. So, even though Sutra says Mati Buddhi Puja Te Bhyascha, but the Chakaraha, Cha Shabda is Anukta Samuchayarthash Chakaraha. So, anyway, just an interesting thing that this is not in the past. He desired, he's a favorite right now. So, keep this sutram in mind when you want to be the Pratyakta Vartamane. So, important is the last sutram in 3.2 of the Ashtadhyayi. 3.2. So, but the etymology of the word is kam plus pratyakta. I put that over here, and then taktavatu nishtha. Again, I'm typing this ahead of time, so we don't spend time in the class typing, so it'll be save some time in the class. So, nashakvatadhite. Now, idagamaha, because this is a valadi pratyaha, sanya of ardhadhatukam, because of things it's sarvadhatukam, ardhadhatukam, sheshaha. Valadi, ardhadhatukam, immediately you think about idagamaha, because ardhadhatuka is shared valade here. So, why is this dhatu not allowing the idagamaha now? Now, idagama section is over here. Now, in nishedha is coming before this. So, from 7 to 8, Panini starts ned vashikriti, no it. And then it goes all the way to 7 to 34. Within that, there are literally 21 rules. 21 rules of Ashtadhyay to stop the idagamaha for the nishtha pratyaha. Starting from here, shvito nishtayam, shvidito nishtayam. So, idit dhatu, that will take nishtha word. So, there are 21 rules in Ashtadhyay to stop the idagama for nishtha pratyaha. But one of the most important ones is yasya vibhasha, which means that if any dhatu has a vibhasha it anywhere, it says optional idagama in any prayoga, not in nishtha, anywhere else, that dhatu will not allow idagama for the nishtha pratyaya. So, very important sutram, yasya vibhasha. This is 7 to 15. From 7 to 14, Panini starts shvidito nishtayam, shvidito nishtayam, and yes.
Yeah, kamita is another word, right? Kamita.
The kamita will be from the causative form. It will cause to like, So that will be cause. The kami will become in the causative form,
Hetumati.
So I think that should be hetumati. Yes, hetumati. In fact, you know what? Now that you said that, let me just see. In fact, we had this thing about this in the. We just did this sutra in the Saturday class recently, which is the Kame Ring, right? And it says ayadayaha ardhatuke va. This dhatu will come should take the pratyag ning. But then why not ning over here? Is ayadayaha, this pratyag aya, etc. They come ardhatuke va. So maybe it might be optional form, so I'm thinking, because Kame ning is make it dhatu into kami, like kamayate. We did in the Saturday class, right? Kamayate. So then why not become kami over here now? Because ayadayaha means the pratyaya aya, etc. I think aya comes from this gupu, etc. These are what's called derived dhatus, So derived dhatus, and here there is pratyaya aya. So aya is come here. So these, I think this aya and this one, ardha dhatu ke va. So now pratyaya is this pratyakta, which as we said is sanyap ardhatukam sheshaha. That will take this, ning optionally, become kami or remain as kam. So kanta and kamita, so it doesn't have to be nijjanta over here. I think because kamed ning is, ardhatuke va. Let's look at 3131, kamed ning, then ayadayaha, ardhatuke va, ayadayaha, va. It says, ardhatuka vivakshayam, ayadayaha vasyaho. So it says that gopta, see kamita kamayata. Here it is. Kamita kamayata. So yes, I think kamita should be an optional form, because that ning will come optionally. Because pratyaya following is sanya of ardhatukam. So it become the pratyaya, ning should come optionally. I will double check that, but should be correct. So kamita. Now idagamaha. Idagama, what happens now is that, by the way, when the dhatu becomes kami, it gets a new dhatu sanya by this sanajanta dhatavaha. So then it's that the entire dhatu kami is a new dhatu now. And that is anekash dhatu. So that will take idagamaha. That cannot be stopped there. But the dhatu, shuddha dhatu kam, when we have, that kam has kamu kantav, it has ukara as an it. Ukara is an it. So what happens is that there is the Sutram 7256 which says Udito va. When the Pratyaktva follows, Udit Dhatu is Idagama optionally. This is for the Pratyaktva. The Pratyaktva, which we don't have right now, but we need the Sutram because when the Pratyaktva can take the Idagama optionally, following a Dhatu which is Udit, Ukara as an it, short U as an it. Remember, the Pratyaya is Idagama is for the Pratyaya, not for the Dhatu. Always remember that. Idagama is for the Pratyaya, not for the Dhatu. So the Pratyaktva will take the Idagama optionally, following a Dhatu which is Udit. Now this Kamu is Udit. So, but we just said that if a Dhatu allows Idagama optionally somewhere, it will not allow Idagama for the Nishtha Pratyaya. So if we combine Uditova with the Yasya Vibhasha to stop the Idagama in the Nishtha. So this most simple fact is that if a Dhatu is allowing Idagama optionally anywhere, then it will not allow Idagama for the Nishtha Pratyaya. So Uditova along with the Yasya Vibhasha. So then after that, then we have one more sutram over here, which is 6415. So that is the Upada Dirgha, which is 6415, which is Anunasikasya Quijjaloho Kiniti. Anunasikasya. So we have nasal ending Angam, the Kam we have right now, followed by the Kiniti Jhaladi Pratyaya, which is the Pratyakta, is of course the Kit, Sakshat Kit, Jhaladi. Jhaladi means Anubandha Lopa, first of all. We say Jhaladi, Ajadi, Anekach, Ekach, all that is after Anubandha Lopa. You remove the packaging first. So it is Jhaladi Pratyaya, Takaradi Jhaladi Pratyaya. And then it is Kit, so we'll take the Upada Dirgha. So we get the, if you look, we can look at 6415 in a second. We get the form Kamta, then Sandhikaryam. You go to the Tripadi Karyam, declined becomes, at the Pratyaya Su. Because you cannot go to Tripadi until the Padam is formed. Tripadi Karyam cannot be done until the Padam is formed. So we first do add the Pratyaya, Prathama Ekavachanam, Upadeshajana Nasika, Sasajusho, Ruho, Karavasana, Yor Visajaniha. Then we get the Nashcha Padantasya Jhali. From Makara or Nakara, which is not Padanta. Followed by Jal, you get the Anuswara Agamaha, Anuswara Adeshaha. So Nashcha Padantasya Jhali, Anuswara Si Parastavaranaha, 648458 becomes Kanta. Now let's look at 6415 and then move on 6415. And these are the basic steps. A lot of important concepts were discussed here. They're not different things. So if you want to do some homework, you can look these up. Anunasikantasya upadhaya dirgha syat kvau jalado kiniti. So like the word shantihi, shantaha, klantaha. All these words come from this sutram. So that's the word. Kantaha was formed Pauranam, Kantaha. Abhyudayaha, kind of straightforward. Abhyud, Ingatau. Now the sutram here, default, we just talked about how Panini formed the masculine nouns. Looked at the section over here, which is in 3.3. And the Pratyaya is, Ghayi is the default Pratyaya which Panini prescribes over here. So Pratyaya is Ghayi, which Anuvritti is coming. But then, Apavada for Ghayi is this Eracha and Rudo Rappa. So if you have Ivarnanta Dhatu, take the Pratyaya Acha, not Ghayi. See, Ghayi will start doing the Vriddhi. We don't want that. We want to form the noun Ayaha. So Eracha. So 3358, 56. Erach, if you have Ivarnanta Dhatoho, Bhave Akriti Chakarake Sanyayam, Achpatya Bhavati. Ghayi Apavadaha. It's like Chayaha. Here, Chayaha. Here, Ayaha is right here. Ayaha, Jayaha, Kshayaha. All these are, see the Dhatu Chi, then E, Ingatau, then Ji, Jaye. So Jayaha, Kshi, Kshaye, so Kshayaha. So, so that's the straightforward thing. So we use the Achpatyaha, then do the Gunadesha, Sarvadhatukaratuka Yoho, Vispatya Sanyap Ardhadhatukam, because Ardhatukam Sheshaha. And then, Echoyavayava, Abhyudayaha is, rising up, means glory, prosperity. Then Shrutihi, Shuditi Shrutihi, Shuyate iti Shrutihi, that which is heard, is the news. The same section again, Striyam Ktin. Tin Pratyaya can never take the Idagama, by the way. Pratyaktin, as a general rule, cannot take the Idagama, no matter what Dhatu you have, because of the Sutram 729. Ti, tu, tra, ta, tha, si, su, sa, ra, ka, se, shu, cha. Pratyaktin, they cannot take Idagama. I mean, dhatu shru is anyway, I think it's anit dhatu anyway, but it's anit dhatu. But regardless, the striyam thing doesn't take the idagamaha. So, shruti, this is in the sense of karmani. Karmani, shruyate shruti, that which is heard. It is not hearing, that is not bhave, that which is heard. Pratyekam is avyabhava samasa, pratyekam. Ekam prati, toward each one of them. Now this is one long, nice sutra of avyabhava samasa. There's only one main sutra of avyabhava samasa. Avyayam. This is a prathama nidishtam. So an avyayam can be compounded with samarthena subantin, another subantam, in these meanings. So vibhakti, samipa, samriddhi, viruddhi, arthabhava, atyaya, asamtati, shabda pradurbhava, paschat, then yatha. Yatha, then anupurvya, yoga padya, sadrishya, sampatti, then sakalyanta vachaneshu. In all of these different meanings, this an avyam can compound with another subantam. But this word yatha, very strange usage of yatha, has 4 different shades to it. It means yogyata, vipsa, padarthanati vritti, sadrishyani yatharthaha. So this yatha is in these 4 meanings. Again, we won't go into, because it'll take a lot of time in the class to do all the details. But basically, this sutram is used to form avyabhava compounds, and avyam can compound. The tip off here is the pura padam in avyam. The tip off here is that the pura padam is an avyam. It will not always be avyabhava samasa, but if the pura padam is an avyam, then start thinking this could be, particularly if you have an adverbial sense, which we do have here, because it says pratyekam radhayan chakre. So he satisfied each one of them, one by one, all of them. So singly all. So vipsayam. So ekam prati. Once you get that, then you take eka plus plus prati by the sutram avyam vibhakti samipa. This is sutram. The avyam is prathama adishtam. So we get the prathama adishtam samasa upasrajanam purvam. In the samasa, which is prathama adishtam, in the samasa vidhaka sutram, there is an upasrajanam purvam. You get prati ekam. Again, the Wednesday class, we're doing our compounds right now, so this has been done many times over there. And then this whole thing gets the prajabhadika sanya because of krittadita samasascha, then supo dhatu prajabhadika yoho supluk, and then iko anachi pratyeka. Now, the avyabhava samasa, as the name implies, creates an avyam, doesn't it? So anavyam avyam bhavati avyabhavaha. Anavyam avyam bhavati, which is not an avyam, becomes an avyam now. So because this word eka is not avyam, but the whole thing becomes an avyam now. Then why not you get avyadap supahas? The sup should go away. How you come pratyekam? Why not pratyeka? Because pratyeka is an avyam. In following the avyam, the sup should take supluk by the avyadap supaha. Avyadap supaha should take supluk. So then what is happening over here? Then why isn't this one avyadap supahas 2482? But then the next sutra, na avyabhavat ato amto panchamyaha na avyabhavat ataha. So if an avyabhava samasa indi, so this is a general sutra. Avyadap supa, any avyam following that sup takes supluk. Next sutra says na avyabhavat ataha. So if an avyabhava samasa is there, ending in a at, ending in a raswa in the akaraha, then it will not take, following that the sup will not take luk, but it will take amto panchamyaha. If it's not a panchami bhakti implied there, will come over there. Tu panchamyaha. Even before that, let's back up for a second. The avyabhava samasa gets this sanya of avyam by sutram avyabhavascha. Is done in the Saturday class. We've done this in detail. There are these 5 rules, sutra panchakam, which gives the avya sanya, and last one avyabhavascha. So this sutra, which is 2482, says na avyabhava tatom to panchamyaha. Pratyam is used. No supluk if the avyabhava samas ending in the at, and to panchamyaha. If it's not a panchamyantam, we get the So that's 2483. So that's why, like yatha vidhanam, yathasam, all these places you are wondering, why not supluk for these avyabhava compound? It says avyaduttarasya, 82. It's the wrong number here. Yeah, 83 I need. I'm sorry. 83. Okay, 83. Says Adantadavye bhava supaha na lokam. Tasya panchami bina amadeshascha syat. I'm sorry, amadeshascha syat. So now we use that, we get the pratyeka plus default pratyaya su, then becomes to panchamyaha. Amipurvaha. Pratyekam amipurvaha. Ladayan chakre. This has been done in the class many times. I just did a copy paste here from all the prior classes. So we get the dhatu ladi, which is sukhe, avyakte shabde sukhe, to be happy, to be joyous, to be, to be pleased, to be happy. So what we have a nijanta here, hetumati, he made them happy. This news made the citizens happy. So hetumati cha nitya. We get a new dhatu ladi. We don't need it over here. I'm going to copy paste. We need to copy paste something always. Extra comes in there because there's already slad already, so make it, you get the dhatu sanya by sanadhyanta dhatava. Now when this in Gita darshayamasa ashvasayamasa, so this is what anuprayoga lit, pratyaya am comes in there. This anuprayoga lit is described in your 3.135 to 39, 35 to 39, and the main sutram is 3.135. So normally we do ditva lit, right? Ditvam it takes abhyasa, etc. But in these particular cases, the pratyaya am comes in there. Now, when does this am pratyaya come? That is the topic of 3.135 to 3.139. The very first sutram says, kas pratyayad amamantre liti. Kas pratyayad amamantre liti. Am amantre liti. Amantre, not in the Vedas. And this single dhatu, kas and pratyayad. So any derived dhatu that you have to use pratyaya am liti. So then it will go a different route now. And the most common pratyaya is nich pratyaya. So in Gita only nich. So moment you give so simple thing to remember is that the moment you form a causative form of a dhatu, then you cannot do the ditva lit. You have to do this anuprayoga lit. So one more time. When you form a derived dhatu, and the 90% is going to be the nijanta only. When you form a causative form, you're doing a lit prayoga, you have to be the pratyaya am. Over there. That's the gist of this sutram 3.135. Kas pratyaya amamantre liti. Of course, there's some other things here, but I'm giving you the main usage of the sutram. So then we get the pratyaya am. So of course, lit paroksha, lit in the bhuti adhikaraha, and this is lit sanya of the ardhatuka sanya. So this pratyaya sutram is lit. So no, there's no shap etc. cannot come because so see there is this. See, kartari shab sarvadhatuke, right? Kartari shab sarvadhatuke. In fact, lit. See the lit adesha tipta. You know what? We don't need this. I think over here. I don't think we need this here. In Sutram 34115 says the lit pratyaya. So tip etc. When they come in place of lit, they get the sanya of ardhadhatukam. Normally, thing shit sarvadhatukam. But if that thing or shit thing pratyaya is coming in place of a lit lakaraha, then it gets the sanya of ardhadhatukam. So litcha sutram. And that when you get, then we cannot get kartari shab. Kartari shab is only sarvadhatuke. Shab sarvadhatuke. So lit adeshas thing ardhadhatuka sanyasyat. But we don't need that right now because we don't have a thing adesha. Because right now the thing has not come, so we leave it out of it. Only we need paroksha lit. The pratyaya am we just talked about that. Then what happens is that normally niraniti anidada vardhatuke pare ne lopasyat. Pratyaya am is in 3.135. It is sanya of ardhadhatukam. It cannot take idagama only come which is valadi. So this am cannot take idagama. So then the nich should take lopaha now, niraniti. But that is the exceptional rule which 6455 prescribes these certain pratyayas. When they come, the nich takes the ayyadesha. So if you know niraniti, you will stop and think that why nich take lopa over here? Because pratyaya am is sanya of ardhatukam. You cannot take idagama, it's not valadi. Then why not niraniti? Nir lopa kaspanda bhavati. So because of the Sutram 6455, ayyamantal always when these pratyayas follows, first one is am. So I is the adesha. When am etc. pratyayas follow, gets the Ayyadesha. So 6455 comes and puts the Ayyadesha, becomes Ladayam. Ladayam. And become Ladayam because of Amaha. So Amaha. So following the arm, the lit takes look, it is gone away. So become Ladayam now. Now this Ladayam, what happens is this sanya of Pradipadikam now. Because Krut Tadita Samasascha. See, any lakara has sanya of Krut sanya, it has. Krut the thing. So only when the thing pratyaya comes, it loses the Pradipadika. There's no Pradipadika sanya anymore. When you say let lakara, we say bhu plus lat, for example. The lat also has sanya of ardhatukam. Sorry, Krut sanya it has. Krut sanya. So technically bhu plus lat is the Pradipadikam at that point. But when you do tip tasji, any adeshas, then krud a thing. Then there's no Pradipadikam. But here what happened? Lit came and went away. It never got a chance to bring the tip tasji and pratyaya in there. So now this Ladayam is going to become a Pratipadikam. Krut is a samasascha. Then bring the pratyaya su by default because of krud the thing. And then we have to pratyaya lakshanam. So pratyaya lopi pratyaya lakshanam. So even though lit came and went, there is lakshanam behind. Get Pratipadika sanya. Krut is a samasascha. Su has to come. We use amaha again and do the look of that su also. Become Ladayam. This is Subantam Padam. Subantam Padam Ladayam. So between the Kashika and Siddhanta there is a difference over here. The Kashika says that Ladayam becomes an Avyayam. The Bhattoji says that you use the sutra Amaha again to remove the su. If you want to look up details, look in the Kashika and Siddhanta Kaumudi. We don't, in this class, we don't have to spend too much time. But here between the Kashika and Kaumudi, and normally when the Kashika and Kaumudi clash like that, we give Kaumudi priority because see, Kaumudi is almost 1,000 after Kashika, almost 1,000 years, roughly 800 years, 900 after Kashika. So Kashika is great, but Kaumudi has a chance to look, many hundred years beyond Kashika. So here, and there are a lot of arguments came in between different things. So normally we go with Siddhanta Kaumudi. So Bhattoji says is that use of Amaha again. And there's some technical reasons for this. Let's not get into that right now. But you use Amaha again the su becomes Lukka. That also is gone. Then what happens is that 3140 says Krinchanu Prajateliti. Krinchanu Prajateliti is that the Kru Bhu As Anuprajate, which means come with their own lit. So after this Amantam is formed, then we have to bring in Kru Bhu or As with their own lit pratyaya. Anuprajate. Anuprayogam is they bring with their own lit comes in there. So after we apply one of these rules to bring the arm pratyaya and do all these steps, then we get this kru bhu or this kruing is a pratyahara in this sutra. Pratyahara. So then we get the yes sir.
Yeah, the sulopaha you cannot invoke halya bhyodeta to get rid of that su.
So hal ni ab, where is this? Okay, hal ni ab yodiga suti here. So okay, so then why can we do that or no?
Because makara is a hal.
So can we do that? That's the new thing. What do you think? What the reason could be? Because then we don't need anything else. If we can do that. Let me look at 3.1. What are we looking at? I forgot what we're looking at. Okay, Ampratyantat. What do you think? That's an interesting question. I never heard of that one. Let's think about it for a second. So what the one thing we should do is that we should look at the let's look at 6168. Halni. So hal ni abyo. It's a good point because 6168. Halantat, nyantat, abantat, cha dirghat, param suti si iti etada pruktam halupyate. Okay, yes, you do have halantam. This is not in any adhikara as such, so it's halniyabhyo. Halantad su apruktam halupyate. Let me think about that one. That's a good point. But one thing here is that see, this pratyaya su is like a default su. I think the answer is that vasu. The answer is that they'll only remove the sakara of su only. See, su is just standing for like a general vibhakti over here. It's not because it's not like prathama ekvacham is not implied over, is it? because we are not implying a prathama ekvachanam, su pratyaya. We basically bring a default su pratyaya. So this su which is here, this is my own. I'm not, this is my own.
I think you are absolutely right. Su can represent anything.
It represents this su pratyaya. That's what I'm saying. So we are not trying to remove the pratyaya su specifically prathama ekvachanam pratyaya. Yeah. This is a surrogate for a su pratyaya. So yeah, but good, I've never heard this. It's a good question, but I think that's the answer to it. We cannot remove any soup by that. We can only remove su by that. So that, but we want to remove any soup following that. So this su is standing for any soup. That's why we cannot use it. Okay. So proceeding, yeah, I never heard of that, but that's a good thing. I never heard of that one before. But all this Vyakaranam is like that. You always have new ideas. So talking to one Vyakarana Pandita, I think in India, he said when I was after studying Vyakaranam like 45 years. He found one example somewhere where the sutram applies. He said, I'm thinking for the last 45 years I've been thinking about this and I found it now. This is the way it is. This Vyakaranam is fun like that, anyway. So lit comes with this screw, anupragaha. Then for the crew we go to the, this is the, because it is the Shruti is a kartri here. This is Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam, and he has used Atmane Padam. So we can use crew plus the now the interesting here thing also is that do we use Parasya Padam or Atmane Padam? Interesting idea now, because the Ladi was a new dhatu that we made. So regardless of whatever the Lada might be in the dhatu, but doesn't matter. Ladi is a new dhatu now. So now what do we do now? Can we use Parasya Padam or Atmane Padam? And there, we have to go to 1.3, right? 1.3. So there, I think Am Pratyavat. So there is a sutra which Panini has, is Am Pratyavat. Let me see if I can find out for you. Because here we use Atmane Padam. Here, Am Pratyavat Krunyanuprogasya. So Am Pratyavat. So that which took the Am. Whatever padam that had, that crew, bhu, us will take. But only crew has a choice. Bhu and us will only take parasya padam. This is why we are talking kartari only. Okay, it's only kartari, because if you take passive, atmane padam is always. But in kartari prayagaha, am pratyavat kruyanu prayagasya. Am pratyavat means am pratyo yasmat. So that which took the am pratyaya. So we have ladi took the am pratyaya for us. So this crew should take the same padam as ladi. Now, sutram here is that it says nichascha sutram. So, as a general rule, nijantas will become ubhaypadis. As a bit too many details, but nijanta become ubhaypadi. So, here crew can take either atmane padam or parasya padam. But if you use bhu or us, those can take only atman, only parasya padam. Because in this sutram, this crew is not a pratyahara. In this sutram, which is Am Pratyavat Kruyanu Pragasya, this crew is only single dhatu crew. The bhu and us maintain their parasya padam only. You can only say Ladaya Masa. You cannot say Ladaya Mase. Ladaya Masa. So this is another complication here, is which padam do we use? Because we didn't know, because we formed a new Nijan dhatu. Now we begin there. So see, first of all, the complication is that we formed the dhatu Ladi. Okay. But then this pratyaya lit has come from dhatu kru now, not for dhatu ladi. Ladi became ladayam, that was done over there. Now kru is taking a pratyaya lit. Now how should we decide what kru should take? Parasya padam, atmane padam? We don't know that. Ladi might be something, whatever it might be. But kru is taking the pratyaya lit right now. So that's what Panini does, is that am pratyavat. So whatever was the padam of that dhatu which took the am, the same thing will come for the dhatu kru. And because we are ladi taking the am, by nichascha, that has become ubhaypadi, nichascha. So this kru can take only kru, not kru bhu us, only kru. We take either atma padam or parasya padam. Bhu and us, there is no choice. They take only parasya padam. So it says that am pratyo yasmat. So you look at the am pratyo yasmat. So that following which am pratyo, so in this case ladi. Iti atadguna samvidnyana bahugrihi am prakritya tulyam anuprajya manat kriya api atmane padam. Api atmane padam. So this says anyway. So then in this case atmane padam has been used. So pratyata then litas tajo resh rech. Lit, the third takes the esha desha. So litas tajayor eshirech, litas tajayor eshirech, which is 3-4-81, 3-4-81. In the th and the ja takes the adesha of esh and irech. Anekalchi sarvasya. The entire th is gone. Then we do the abhyasa karyam first, because you should not do any ajja desha abhyasa is done. So kadruvachane Durvachanam is to be done, it should be done first, then only ajja desha is to be done. So liti dhatul anubhyasasya. Then we do the usual urat, uran paraha becomes kar, kru, a. These are common things, nothing special. Then haladi shesha. Kuhoschu again, kuhoschu chakru, a. And then ikoanachi chakre, lahadayan chakre. Then finally this lahadayan is padanta makara, patya sukyam and went. So we get the monuswaraha. And then anuswarasya parasavaranaha vapadantasya. Lahadayan chakre. So lahadayan chakre, lahadayan chakre. It takes the anuswara or the chavarga panchama. So this is the from lahadayan chakre. Again, we've done this in a few times in the class, so hopefully it was not too foreign this time. So these last few steps are kind of straightforward. Right? Now kulyaha, kule sadhu, which is, I think the meaning, the word sadhu, the meaning which is, good towards. And this not good towards, probably not a good meaning here. The kule sadhu, doesn't really mean really, it's a benefactor. But the sadhu means excellent in regard to something, good at, which is good at, which is expert, fit, not a benefactor. So kule sadhu. So kule means, which is good at or expert at, for in the family. So kule sadhu. So if you look at the Amarakoshaha, let me read out to what Bhanuji says for kulya. So it says kule sadhu. I mean, some of these meanings don't fit, very well all the time. But here it says kulya. Kule is prani gane, so which is very expert, and when it comes to the people, prani gane, all towards all beings. Kutumbe, towards the family. Dampatyeva sadhu. Iti yat pratyaya. Pratyaya yat comes adhikara of this. This adhikara of yat is starting from 4-4-75. Praghitad yat up to the word hita. So hita starts from 5.1. Is no praghitad yat tasmai hitam. Tasmai 5.515. Tasmai hitam. It starts from here. So we are going to use this one, tatra sadhu. Tatra sadhu. So that is the 4.498 tatra sadhu. One which is, good at that, which is, expert at that. That's the kind of meaning that we want to use. Again, I don't know how well that meaning really fits here, but we can, let's see. Nagaraji has a question. Yes, Nagaraji.
Hi, in some of the word sadhu is used. Sadhu means once more, like very good, very good.
Yeah, very good. Sadhu is very good. Yeah, basically means is good. Yes. Excellent in this regard.
Excellent, yes.
Excellent is correct. That is sadhu. Excellent in this regard. One is excellent in this regard. Tatra sadhu. So, pratyaya yat comes, then we do the usual supluk, and then yasyeti cha, bhasanya yasyeti cha, because yakari pratyaya. So become, and then finally make it feminine, putting a top on it, and then it becomes akasami dirgha anubandha lopaha, becomes kulya. So kule sadhu, kulya. So it is the sutram tatra sadhu and the adhikara of praghitad yat. That's 4.475 praghitad yat. So that's adhikara starts from here. That's probably a thing we're done with that. This one. Okay. So let's bring our adhikrita anuvadakaraha and see what we can do here. Okay. Let's see. We're going to start with that. You ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Atra sadhu bhavan. You're good at this. The bhavan sadhu. So that report is this one.
What is Shutihi?
Shutihi. Of the installation means the coronation or rise.
Abhyudaya.
Shutihi. Of Ramaha is straightforward. Ramasya. Who was the darling of all the citizens? Aurakantasya. Delighted. This is Lhadayan Chakre. Delighted Lhadayan Chakre. Everyone is this Pratyekam of them It is Pauran. Pauran. As is the Iva. An irrigating, irrigating channel. This one. Yeah.
Kulya Iva.
Kulya Iva. Blooms. This same Ladaya and Chakra you have to use both sides. It says blooms. All again Pratyekam. Same thing. Pratyekam, Ladaya and Chakra. The trees is, this is
Padapan.
In the garden is Udyana Padapan. Okay, so it took a little bit more time than I thought. I said no Vyakaranam, but it is some Vyakaranam anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do.
Satish?
Yes.
Satish?
Yes.
You said Pratyekam is Avyayam, right?
Avyayam, yes.
But from the meaning, it looks like it's Dvitiya.
No.
Rama divided every one of them.
No, it's Pauran is the Pauran and Padapan is the karma of Ladaya and Chakra.
Definitely, but would Pratyekam be an adjective for Padapan and?
No, it is really it's an adverb to how did he delight one by one. It really means one by one. So one after one. So one. So it means all of them. I think it's because adjective should really be the same vibhakti, vachanam, etc. These normally becomes adverb. I think is better meaning. So ekam, because look at the ekam prati, towards each one of them, right? So that will not be an adjective for
each one of the Pauran or each one of the Padapan.
Yeah, the one thing that I noticed sometimes, like I think in Hindi, etc. Say pratyekasya. That I'm not sure how they form that, because pratyekam reason is an avyayam, is an adverb. Can you say pratyekan? You will not get that meaning from this avyabhava samasa. So I don't know if that is a proper thing.
Unless pratyeka is the pradipadikam and you at the Ramavat, then you can go pratyekan.
How do you go around? Because avyabhava samasa it becomes avyayam. That's the problem. So saying pratyekan, in fact, I think there was a discussion in one of the Sanskrit groups, there's something pratyekasya, pratyekan. You have to form it in some different way. It cannot be formed this way.
Okay.
So pratyekam is an avyayam different here. I think it's an adverb. So, okay. Let's do the next look. We're out of time. Tasya visheka samharam kalpitam krura nishchaya. Dushayamasa kaikeyi shokoshnaihi parthivashubhi. Tasya visheka samharam kalpitam krura nishchaya. Dushayamasa kaikeyi shokoshnaihi parthivashubhi. So tasya abhisheka samharam kalpitam krura nishchaya. Dushayama, again this dushayama, the same thing, dushayama, so do it next time. Kaikeyi, shokoshnaihi, parthivashubhi. So Kaikeyi is the kartai. So Kaikeyi is spoiled, defiled. All the preparations for Rama's abhishekaha with a cruel intention, through nishchaya, as if through the tears of Dasharatha, which were warm on account of his grief. So by the tears of Dasharatha, which are warm on account of grief, Kaikeyi defiled these preparations of Rama's coronation. That's the meaning here. So we can do quickly the one here, and we'll stop after that. Krura nishchaya is with evil intention, evil resolve. Kaikeyi tasya ramasya, always very beautiful. See, even though he keeps the commentary short, he never fails to do that. He always says tasya ramasya. Very good habit, ramasya. Kalpitam sambritam, prepared, got ready. We'll do all next time how these words are formed. Abhishekasya samharam upakaranam, all the accessories, all the materials, the preparations. Shokoshnaihi, no commentary. So shokena ushnaihi, ushna is warm, which are warm tears on account of his grief. Parthivashubhi, Dashatasya ashubhi, by his tears. Dushayama, so she spoiled them. So it says swadukha mulena rajashokena pratibabandha ityartaha. Means she obstructed. She stopped all the preparations. How did she do it? Rajashokena, by means of the grief of the Dasharatha. Swadukha mulena, that grief of the Dasharatha had its basis on her own sorrow. So Dasharatha's grief, which was based on resulting from her sorrow, from her, I guess, from her dislike, from her unhappiness. Then from that came Dasharatha's sorrow, and through that she stopped these preparations for Rama's coronation. So more for next time. I did few forms over here for to practice. I found the word kalpita, dhatu kripu samarthya. If you want to look at the sutram, with this kripu becomes the repa becomes a la adesha here. So look at 8 to 18. Okay, kripo ro laha for homework. Rest of the steps should be common from the nij pratyaya hetumati nij. So krip is to be capable, by the way. Same in English. Kalpate is to be capable. Krip is capable. But kalpitam is made capable, means made ready, means prepared. So this 8 to 18 for homework. Then I did the erach, nishchayaha, straightforward. Chayaha, straight. We did abhyudayaha, same thing, chayaha. Nishchi is to resolve. Then dushayamasa, all the same. Only one special sutram here is that this takes the ukaradesha. So besides this 6, 4, 19, next class, we'll not spend too much time on this. All the same steps. Anuprayoga, let only thing dhatu asa when you become asa. Dushayamasa. Then Parthiva is formed from the Sutram 5142. Tasya Ishvaraha. Parthiva. So Prithivyaha Ishvaraha Parthiva. Prithivyaha Ishvaraha Parthiva. So these for homework do next time. There's not much in this shloka really. It is the in fact, you know what, if you want we can quickly bring Nagaraji and just do the want to try this one, Nagaraji, for next time?
Yes, sure.
Because it's kind of straightforward, this one.
Yeah.
Let me see. If I can bring, we'll stop with that then. Okay. So Kaikeyi is same thing. Kaikeyi of cruel resolve.
Cruel nischaya.
You should really buy a cruel through, with a cruel resolve, with tritya, defiled.
Dushayamasa.
The preparations.
Sambharam.
So sambharam. Made is this one. Kalpitam. Means which are made ready. For the for his is tasya. Again, this is the same defect here also. You catch this defect here also. It's not a defect. See, the tasya is with the abhisheka only, not sambharam. So same problem here also. That this Ramasya abhisheka, not sambharam. So this Ramasya only can be with abhisheka only, not the sambharam. So same thing. Sapekshatve api gamakatvat samasaha. We'll do it next time. Installation is the abhisheka. His is tasya. With the teardrops of the king.
Parthiva ashubhahi.
Parthiva ashubhahi. Hot on account of grief. Shokoshnahi. Yeah, so there's not much grammar in this. So homework for next time. This for Prithivyaha Ishvaraha Parthivaha 5142 Tasya Ishvaraha. Then Dushayama. So only one special sutram is this Ukaradeshaha. And then the Krupu Kalpitam is this Krupo Rolaha. Okay, so we'll do this next time. Otherwise, the sloka is straightforward. Let's stop with that. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmiyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhotame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattuliyam Rama Nama Varadane Shri Rama Nama Varadana Vandamaiti.